Today is Wednesday, December 17, 2014, the 351st day of the year. There are 14 days remaining until the end of 2014. On this day in 497 BC, the first Saturnalia festival is celebrated in ancient Rome. Saturn, ancient Roman god of not just money, not even just riches. He's the god of wealth. You can have money for a minute and feel all right, like on payday at your job when you get your check. All right, maybe for 5 minutes, which you already know where every cent is going before you even get home. You can have riches for maybe even a period of years and feel all right, like if you win the lotto, or your Nigerian princess sweetheart comes through with that $100K from her daddy, the warlord, and she gives it to you. But the having of it is just going to lull you into a trance of complacency. You know what's coming. The fake timeshare on Maui, the cars, the bills for all the dental work your brother-in-law billed to you, the Nigerian warlord banging in your door wanting his money back. And you know it's just going to slip away. Everybody's going to find out about it, and now the IRS wants a taste. A big taste. No, man, Saturn is the god of wealth. Fortune so vast, now you can afford your own sports franchise. It takes the whole country to hold it, and you have to buy an island somewhere just so you can get away from it. Saturn's the god of generation, of dissolution, of plenty, agriculture, periodic renewal, liberation. Saturn, the most beautiful planet in the solar system, is named for this guy. Saturday, the happiest day of the week, gets its name from Saturn. So, on this day in 497 BC, Romans dedicate a temple, the ruins of which are still standing in the eternal city, to this god, Saturn, and the days of celebration called Saturnalia. The day starts with a sacrifice, probably a goat, blood on the altar. There's feasting, gift-giving, partying that lasts all week long, lots of sex. Come on, of course! Gambling's permitted, masters provide bottle service for their slaves on this day, that's how happy they are. Saturnalia is a festival of lights, lots of candles, like the Jewish festival of Hanukkah. The widespread fixation on the use of wax candles during Saturnalia is a metaphor for the returning of the light after the winter solstice. Or, as they like to call it, the birthday of Sol Invictus, the unconquerable sun, which Romans celebrate December 25, a day when even the ancient Romans knew the darkness is at a peak, and from here on out, moments of daylight on the increase. The gifts Romans bestowed during Saturnalia might be extravagant, gifts you might bestow to impress someone special who's even wealthier than you are. You might give a slave, the young Tony Curtis, or Sophia Loren, or an exotic animal, a lion, or an aardvark. Kids, of course, get toys, gyroscopes, and other spinning tops are always popular. Dolls for the girls, an appropriately imperial yo-yo, rock'em sock'em robots. Our custom of exchanging greeting cards derives from the verses Romans inscribed for inclusion with their Saturnalia gifts. In his many works about the celebration, Roman poet Martial runs down the sorts of gifts Romans appreciate, including writing tablets, dice, knuckle bones, money boxes, combs, toothpicks made of ivory, bamboo, bronze, plastic, a hat, a hunting knife, an axe, various lamps, balls, perfumes, pipes to ingest your favorite smokable, perhaps a pig, a sausage, a parrot, tables, cups, spoons, items of clothing, a warm pair of socks, statues, masks, books, some underwear, pets wearing underwear. The festival of Saturnalia is celebrated for close to another 1,000 years until the empire comes under Christian influence, and many of the old traditions adapted to New Year-end celebrations, Christmas and New Year's Day. That goat of the Roman sacrifice during Saturnalia evolves into pagan Norse mythology, with the hammer-brandishing Norse god Thor being transported in a cart or chariot pulled by a pair of goats that, eventually developing a mighty hunger, he kills and eats. Then, being a god, he resurrects them. Thor, of course, god of thunder, lightning, storms, oak trees, strength, healing, fertility, home improvement. Germanic tribes people adopt many customs from Romans during the occupation, including the practice of naming days of the week. Thor is a prominent figure throughout pagan Germanic recorded history from the occupation forward. They named the 5th day of the week after him, Thor's Day. And as the tribes expand and migrate northward into the Scandinavian regions, they take these customs with them. By the 19th century, the god Thor, with his goats, conflated with Father Christmas, St. Nicholas, the Greek Nikolaos, the Wonder Worker, our Santa Claus, depicted in holiday illustrations wreathed with holly riding forth, bearing gifts in a wicker basket upon the back of a goat, symbolizing his domination over the devil. The Swedes prank one another by breaking into each other's homes around this time of the year and placing a straw effigy of a goat in there, and if there's any food around, helping themselves to a sandwich and a refreshing beverage to wash it down. In the West, he has visionary powers. He knows if you've been naughty or nice. If you're good, you get the gift you wanted. If you're not, a lump of coal. Nowadays, with the price of energy declining, a lump of coal goes back to being the the insult it was intended to be, but when heating oil out here was at its peak, you could burn the coal, warm your frozen hands and feet and be grateful, or put on a pair of warm wool blend Christmas socks. In mountainous places in the old world, Austria, Romania, the Czech Republic, Slovakia, the demonic horned creature Krampus, that's Krampus with a K, a pretty scary guy actually, he's hairy, has cloven hooves and a long, pointed, lolling tongue, wanders the streets looking for children who've been particularly naughty, and administers unspeakable punishment after dragging these poor kids off into the Black Forest. Krampus wears chains and bells so you can hear him coming. He carries a stout birch rod and bears a wash tub on his back, the better to transport bad kids for drowning, eating, or providing a convenient lift to hell. Debate among modern, socially liberal parents centers around the continuing political correctness of this Krampus character. He's just too scary, man. Christopher Hitchens writes, beware the irrational, however seductive. Shun the transcendent and all who invite you to subordinate or annihilate yourself. Distrust compassion. Prefer dignity for yourself and others. Don't be afraid to be thought arrogant or selfish. Picture all experts as if they were mammals. Never be a spectator of unfairness or stupidity. Seek out argument and disputation for their own sake. The grave will supply plenty of time for silence. Suspect your own motives and all excuses. Do not live for others any more than you would expect others to live for you. From Rutland, Vermont, this is Richard Alcott speaking.